Good morning, gamers. Welcome back. I am the AMDM Lee. This is my coffee, and you're watching Behind the Screen. Yeah. Oh, good God, that's good. So, this week on Behind the Screen, I'm going to cover something. I found something while I was searching around looking for DM tips and such. And I came across this website called newbiedm.com. And I'm going to put a link down in the description there. They got all kinds of little tutorials and all kinds of little stuff. But they had this chart, and I'm like, I'm going to go over. Oh, no, shut up. All right, sorry about that. So I'm going to go over this thing. And I'm not going to cover everything in here because I might save it for a future video, yes. So, there are things in here. And it made me think back, to my DMing stuff, and sometimes I get a roadblocks and things like that. And the first thing on here that really clinched it for me is number one on this list. It's remember when you were a kid who fell in love with D&D for the first time you played? Write adventures for that kid. So to me, as a dungeon master, what made it fun was different, and there was just so much. But it was classic dungeon crawls. And I think I'm going to do a couple of adventures that may just be that. I'm just going to put them in just the dungeon crawl scenario. I'm going to draw up a map, and poof, they're going to do a dungeon crawl for however long it takes. It's something I loved doing when I started. I love doing the maps. I haven't done maps like I used to do maps. I'm talking like reams of graph paper maps. So I loved doing that, and I think I'm going to do that again just to get it out of my system, because it was so much fun. Another thing on here is full page descriptions. I know there are some DMs out there that are like, the dawn is cresting over the mountains. The smell of wild berries and flowers fill the air. The last sounds of a fire as you slowly awake, as your overnight campfire dies down. And just go on. And at certain points, it's good. It's cool. It's great at the beginning of a campaign session. It helps describe the world they're in, what's going on around it. Sometimes it's good when you go into a city that's supposed to be, that they're going to do a lot of adventuring in. But if you have more than a couple of paragraphs of text, you have too much flavor text. Try to keep it down. Give it enough sense of wonder. Don't do a page and a half of flavor text. You're not Gygax. Don't try to be Gygax. Don't try to be Matt Mercer. Don't try to be Chris Perkins. You do you. You just know yourself. I think the most I have ever put into flavor text was at the end of my first campaign, where they had woke up and there was a war that was about to be fought. And I described, the scene, the smell of battle on the air and things like that. Or prepping on the air. I kept it to a couple of paragraphs. And that's even long for my description area. Don't overdo your page descriptions. Because if you put too much details, they're going to be searching for the chapel that they lost this barrel of ale they found. But, you got to put some. But if you put too much, your players may latch onto the wrong detail. That's all I'm saying. And when that happens, and the more you try to deny that detail, that's going to tell your players, we have to follow this detail. The DM is trying to corner us. So if you give them too much and they latch onto something, that's just the way it's going to go. All right, so I've talked a little bit about that. So those are a couple of tips for this week. Don't over detail your world. It's not necessary. Because, like I said, if you over detail, you're opening yourself up to sandboxing and having your players go off and do whatever the hell they want to do, and you will have no control over it whatsoever. And the other thing is to remember, write those adventures that you love. I know you need to do it for your party, for your table, but you're also playing this game. So remember to add in those things that you enjoy. So that being said, I want to bring up another thing is I have a group on Facebook called DM Legion. And there's a link down in the description. It is for Dungeon Masters only. It is a DM only site or group. It's off of my FAMATOM Games webpage or Facebook page. And it is for Dungeon Masters to go in there if you're stumped and you're like, man, I've been running this campaign. I don't know who my big bad guy is. And let's face it, we're Dungeon Masters. We're going to run into areas where we're like, I have no clue. Here's what's going on. What to do next. And the goal of this, right now there's not a lot of members, so this is why I'm talking about this, is to get the community of Dungeon Masters involved without your players, without having to say, my players need to please scroll past this. Screw that. This is a group for Dungeon Masters only. And so you can go in there and say, hey, this is what my players are up against. This is the bad guy I'm currently using. I don't know why he's doing this. Help me out. Or, hey, I think this is what's going on. Can somebody help me fill in the storyline between these two characters? Why they're pissed off at each other? That's what it's for. It's for DMs to help DMs. That's all I've got for now, guys. If you like these videos, please click on the like button. If you think someone else would like them, please click on the share button. Every like is an inspiration, every share is an advantage, and every subscription is an experience point. Help me gain 300 experience points so I can get to second level. And as always, for every video that you share, the AMDM does hereby authorize you to gain 10 experience points. I think I'm getting gypped in that aspect. But anyway, check out the DM Legion. Check out Newbie DM. And I think that is it. So all I can say from this point is go forth and roll some dice.